Hello everyone, so this was reported in the Anglo-South just today, but the council's monthly meeting was the day. Monday, I think last Monday. And again, this is a really strange thing. And usually I don't agree with Sinn Féin on anything, to be totally honest, but I agree with them here. It is a pretty strange thing for the tourist office of our county, in the main tourist office up at the library there in Cavan, to be closed on a Saturday. Now, as you know, and even as I know, I'm just out the back from a holiday. Saturday's the busiest day. Like when I was in Helsinki, I know Helsinki's a lot different than Cavan. But yeah, take for example the tourist office. I went by it. I didn't go to it, but I went by it. It's down with the market hall there, where the market hall in Helsinki. There's a tourist office. Actually, two tourist offices in Helsinki. Yeah, and there's a lot of people there. And that was Saturday, last Saturday. But just before I got the train to go to Tapbury. Like there's tons of tourists trying to find information on different buses. What bus do I get on to go to here? Where do I go to get this? What do I do to here? And Saturday's the busiest day. People go out on a Saturday, the weekend. Even people from other sides of Finland. Take for example from up in Rovaniemi, they might go down to Helsinki for the weekend. Say, I spend the weekend in Helsinki. They might be like, I don't know about this and I don't know about that. And the thing about it here in Cavan, it's Fáilte Ireland, really, in a way, too, along with the local authority that runs the tourist office, along with Fáilte Ireland, which is the tourists, basically, government-run sector, Fáilte Ireland. Now, the right in saying Saturday is, and I do agree with them, Saturday would be the busiest day of the week, pretty much, along with Sunday, too. But this is the thing, they don't want to pay people nowadays. They want people to do things online. It's the same at airports, the same in businesses, the same in offices. They want people just to do it themselves, to come in and read up a document or read it up online. They don't want the human element. They don't want to have to, basically what I'm trying to say there, they're trying to save money. They don't want a person, two people to be there in the tourist office and to pay them a salary. They don't want to do that. They want the people to look it up online and get it for free, pretty much. And I don't think it's good enough. As this council rightly says too, there's American tourists coming to Cavan and spending money in our county. Expecting to, maybe meet a nice Irish person in the tourist office that has tell them about their child growing up in Cavan or something interesting, like looking at a machine at the bottom of the library, take for example, or looking at your phone. It's not the same thing. It's the human element. I think that's what we're taking away here too, and it's not good enough for tourists. Take for example, come from the United States, other countries, go to the tourist office, thinking it's open. Maybe if they do come to Cavan. Thinking it's open, go in there, the door's closed. It's a great look for the county, isn't it? But it's not good enough, in my opinion. But, these councillors, this should never happen in the first place. I don't know why don't he find out this now? Because it seems to be the last while or two that's been like this. But as the director of services says, they invest heavily in the social media presence and stuff. See, it's all about they don't want to pay people to do a job and stuff. And that's the thing about it is. And that's not good enough, because as a tourist myself that was in Helsinki, was in Finland, the good thing about it is you met people, you talked to people, you met with local people and stuff like that. It's insane. As the council rightly points out, it should be opened, it should be open but it's not good of it. There's all stuff online. You have the tourist information in all libraries and local hotels, but still at the same time, my point is, it's not a money issue. What I'm trying to say is it'd be different if there was no money. There was no money. We had no money to pay anybody or do anything. If we were bankrupt, take for example, the whole country was bankrupt and didn't have a penny to spend. Like it wouldn't break the bank, giving a few bob to a man or a woman to be in the office on a Saturday, even a half day. We're not asking them to stay there all night. They just don't want to pay the person to be there, and that's just might as well say it straight. It's the same with low public works nowadays. It's all outsourced to private companies. Years ago, it used to be the county council who done the roads, who cleaned up. Nowadays, it's all private companies, all private entities. It's all about taking away responsibility from the state to give to private companies. And not in this case, but it's just trying to save money, because there's no issue. Like, it wouldn't mind if the place was getting done up or there was something like that. You would be say fair enough then. But it's the fact of the matter, I don't think they want to spend the money. And it's all about the money, but I think we should be all about people instead of the money, to be told. Because it isn't a good look. Imagine somebody from America comes to Ireland, right? They come to County Cavan, spend a good few bobs, stay, say for example, the Hotel Kilmore, spend maybe 100, 200, maybe 300, God knows how much. And go to a few restaurants in Cavan, maybe tour around. Spend maybe a good €1,000, maybe, give or take, if there's 2 or 3 of them. Spend €1,000. And, they want to go to the tourist office to see if there any other things maybe in Cavan they could see that's interesting, fun, maybe, for the Instagram or whatever. And the door's closed. It's not great. It's not a great look, to be totally honest. Because we have to remember, people who are coming to Cavan, even if you're from Ireland or if you're coming from Cork, people are coming to spend money. They don't just turn up, randomly in the middle of the night. They pay money to get on a bus, to get on, there's no trains, but they get on the bus or even drive up the petrol in their car. They just don't turn up, and that's the thing. But it's not the biggest issue, and I know people say this is not the biggest thing, but it's still, at the same time, I don't feel that it's a good representation of the county. And I know other people in Cavan might disagree, but that's your opinion, that's democracy. But I do agree with the Sinn Féin councillor that he is right, and he's from the other part of Cavan. He's right in saying that it is pretty much the busiest time of Saturday is. Everybody will tell you. It's the same with pubs and restaurants and stuff. If you ask them what the busiest day of the week is for them, it's a Saturday night. People go out on a Saturday after the week's walk, go out and lay their hair down a bit. But that's just my opinion. But I don't know. But again, you could argue to the cows come home what difference it would make or whatever. But I do think people like the human element, particularly tourists. I rather speak to somebody. I'll give another example when I'm here, because I was just on holidays, so I can write a book on it. But yeah, when I was in Tapbury there, I went to the tourist office in Tapbury. I was just trying to find out, was I correct in a bus I was taking, right? And that's where I went. But I was right anyway, I didn't really need to ask them. I was just double checking to make sure 100%. I was just like, is this the bus going to here? It's going to, I think it was Kenlock, and whatever you pronounce it in Finnish, Kenlock. And they said, yeah. So pretty much I knew already because I looked it up on the phone. But what I'm trying to say, just to double check. Because again, it's better to talk to somebody. And I'd rather talk to somebody than look it up on the phone. Meet a local person, talk to them. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how this is the case. But it should be open on Saturday. I would understand Sundays, it couldn't be. But even if it was a half day, even if it was only 4 hours, 5 hours, it wouldn't break the bank. Because I don't think there's an issue with money. It'd be different if they said there's no money for it. But there's money. But they just don't want to pay people to do it. And it's the simple matter of it. But yeah, let me know what you think. I know it's not the biggest issue. But still, at the end of the day, it's important to people. Thank you.